Hello there, welcome to part 1 of this two-part series, APIs versus MCPs. No tech background, no problem. This is for you. If you do have some tech background though, even better. You might refresh a few things you already knew and might even learn a thing or two new if you stick to the end of this video. So today we are going to talk about APIs, the invisible magic behind almost every app you see and use. And next time we'll be looking at what might be the next big leap in how we interact with AI, artificial intelligence, something called MCPs, which stands for Model Context Protocol, but we don't have to dive into details of all of that. What this video is focused on is specifically APIs. And before diving into all of that, for those of you who do not know me, I am Deepson and welcome to my YouTube channel, These Codes. Through this channel, I hope to bring to you all the latest and greatest that's happening in the tech world out there. I'm a veteran in the IT industry. I've worked as a software engineer for 6 years, and I'll do my best to boil down technical concepts to a level so that everyone watching this gets it. So let's get started. API versus MCP. So what are these complicated acronyms? Let's start simple first. API stands for Application Programming Interface. Kind of sounds fancy, but here's the idea. Imagine you're at a restaurant. You don't go into the kitchen yourself, right? You ask the waiter. They give you the menu. You look at the menu, give your order to the waiter, and they take your order back to the kitchen and bring your food when it's ready. That's how APIs work. They are the waiters that let you and the backend kitchen talk to each other indirectly. The menu thing that you are looking at would be the API specification. It's the specification that kind of abstracts the whole thing that's happening behind in the kitchen, and all that it does is presents the wonderful food that you can get to choose from. So you kind of give the waiter an order, and the waiter collects your order, goes back to the kitchen, gives the chefs the order, they cook the food, and waiter just presents the food back to you. API in this case is waiter. Another example, take a weather app on your phone, right? The weather app is a client in this case. It calls an API behind the scenes, and the API is what fetches the data from a database to let you know how the air is outside. So just looking at your phone on the weather app, it might not seem all that complicated, but you know, these are the processes that's happening behind the scenes. Now take Stripe for example. It's another example. It's a company that helps websites accept payments. Instead of every website building its own payment system, they just use Stripe's API. All the company does is it offers an API that anyone anywhere in the world can call to process payments. Now that one idea turned Stripe into a company worth tens of billions of dollars. APIs have quietly created a whole economy, a $1 trillion one, by letting companies build on top of each other's services. It's how the internet got so powerful, connected so fast, and so efficiently. So a bunch of these companies, a bunch of these internal APIs, there are thousands and millions of these APIs that are connecting to each other, exchanging data real time, and exchanging all that information to form this powerful mesh of network that's directing the traffic of the internet throughout the world. Most APIs today follow something called REST principles. It's the RESTful design principle. All that means is that it's a protocol, and it's like a set of simple rules for getting and sending information using APIs. So in the case of the weather app example, if your weather app wants to know today's forecast, it sends a GET request, which is one of the 4 or 5 HTTP methods available. It's a HTTP standard request, and that request gets sent to the weather API. So you might be thinking, okay, neat, but why should I care what API even means and what it even does? My answer to that would be, you should care because APIs make things modular. If you're a business owner or a student building a project, or just someone with a big idea and wants to build something out there in the internet, you don't need to build everything from scratch. All you can do is you can find existing APIs that is already available in the internet, and you can just plug into the services that already exist. So that way you'll be leveraging what someone else has already built. And understanding how APIs work, even just the concept, helps you think differently about technology. You stop seeing apps and websites as magic boxes and start seeing how they are interconnected behind the scenes. So that's it for the APIs, but something new is happening in today's day and age. Like as AI becomes a bigger part of our lives, we need a new kind of connection, and that's just not a traditional app-to-app connection that's usually provided by an API, but instead it's also a human to AI and even better AI to AI connection. That's where MCPs or Model Context Protocol comes into play. If APIs help build the internet as we know today, MCPs are starting to shape what comes next, especially in the world of AI. In the next episode, we'll break MCP Model Context Protocol down simply, just like we did API here in this video. I'll explain how APIs and MCPs are so similar but different, and how MCPs are opening the portal to the next $1 trillion market. So hit that subscribe button down below, and if you want an early access to new videos, behind the scenes updates, and more explanations like this, head over to my personal website, which I should have linked down below or above in the screen as well, and sign up for the newsletter. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2. Until then, adios.